I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. Well, it's a family tradition, any Rocky Mountain day. Our fathers before us showed us the way. We worked for asphalt cowboys and concrete kings, but that's never been a problem, cause we got diesel in our veins. We've got diesel in our veins. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Channel 23 podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to reach out and touch the fleet, to engage and inform everyone with all things JFW. In the house today, we got Jim White, Brother Dave White, and Super Dave Weldon.
Hi, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning, everybody.
I think last week was the first where we actually canceled the podcast last minute.
Yeah.
There's a couple factors in that. Also, obviously, Jim was out because of his knee surgery, so welcome back, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Glad your surgery went well. And then, we had some trucks sitting, and Jim was not able to make it that morning, and we decided to do some trucking instead.
Yeah, it was weird not to have it. Lots of people called and asked, and I know you sent a message out and stuff like that. But when you get in a routine, and we varied from it, it's.
I was even asked, "Is everything okay?"
Yeah,
you guys didn't have the podcast.
Yeah. Jam's got a little note
fine.
in here. Yeah, exactly.
But work called.
Yeah.
Right?
With the call outs, we're busy.
Yeah, we can't park trucks.
Yep.
Every one of our safety members, everybody was behind the wheel. And
all hands on deck.
Yep. It was great to see. It sucks it happened. You know what I mean? Because the amount of call outs, but it's amazing how you guys all jump in and cover, and we keep trucking.
Yeah, it's funny, once you're in the truck, it's like an easy day.
Right.
Going out and trucking, and I'm not saying you guys don't have a hard job, because it has its own challenges and the hours and the being in the truck day in and day out from morning. I get all that. But, getting in the truck is the easy day, except that none of the work here is getting done that I got to do, or JR's got to do, or Casey or Kendrick. That stuff doesn't just go away because we go
your
trucking.
workload goes up, right, Jim?
Yeah, and it takes
absolutely
a day or two to catch up, and if you got to go trucking again the next day, that's more work, But the name of the game is moving material. If we're not moving material, we're not JFW.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But just imagine if you guys said, "Jam, we need you to jump in a truck today." And I said, "Do you got anything else I could do?"
I think we're all in the position where some days we'd like to go, you got anything else for me to do?
You got anything closer? I don't feel like it. Oh, man. All right, let's kick it off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Father God, we thank you for the opportunity to go out and do some trucking today. We pray for the safety of our fleet, all of their families, and all the other families and individuals we come across on the road today. We pray for patience and in making good, safe decisions. We pray to be accident-free, and that we all make it back to the comfort of our homes this evening. We pray for healing and 100% recovery for all of our family members that are ill. No matter what, we trust you, God, and it's in Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
As a reminder, anything you hear on today's podcast is not the opinion of JFW's. It's just the men in this room's expressed opinion. So this is 2 weeks of stats for episode 188. We had 377 downloads. We are at 97.4 thousand total downloads, and we have 769 followers.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Have you guys had problems with your hornets, or have you seen a lot of bees?
I know this is the dad joke challenge, but yes, I have.
Okay, yeah.
It's that time of year, right?
I've had to spray some. I don't really see bumblebees or honeybees at my house, but my buddy Casey O'Day, he's an actual beekeeper, and he starts posted on Facebook, like in the very beginning, don't spray your dandelions because that's the first source of pollen that bees have. And
oh, interesting.
yeah. So, then somebody will be like, hey, I got a little hive at my house, and he'll come over there with his outfit on and scare the bees off. And he's always looking for the queen.
Right.
So I decided I want to be a beekeeper. So I asked Casey, I was like, hey, can I get 12 bees? And he's like, absolutely. So I go over there and he counts out 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12, 13. I said, Casey, I wanted 12. He gave me 13. You know what he told me?
It's a baker's dozen.
No, that's a freebie.
Oh man, is it
Good delivery, Jam?
Yeah.
Good delivery, man.
I got one more in this.
Let's go with it.
It's not so great. But you know why they call bed bugs? It's because they're found on the bed, right? Who came up with the name cockroaches?
Oh,
That's
too
good.
funny. Too funny.
found on your chicken?
I'm going to jump right in there because
Get in there.
all the tariffs and all the talk about tariffs and all that stuff, and so many countries are really struggling. And did you guys know Athens they've got a really weird thing going on? They're struggling with the sunrise.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, none of them can get up before sunrise. I guess dawn is tough on Greece.
Ah.
So I got another one. Don't go anywhere. I stumbled across this one and I thought it may help some people. I don't know. If you're feeling depressed, try drinking a gallon of water before you go to sleep. It'll give you a reason to get out of bed in the morning.
At like 1 and 3 and 5.
And then you're too tired and don't want to get out of bed.
Can't come to work. Drink too much water.
Man. Well, I'll jump in there with you guys. So, having my knee surgery and stuff, I've been not able to exercise and stuff like that, and I've been really working on it, and that I need to come up with a really good exercise. And do you guys know what I found for my favorite exercise?
No.
Well, it's kind of a lunge and a crunch. I call it lunch.
Ah, nice. I like it. That's a good
deal.
one.
Good deal. When I was a kid, bedtime was 9 p.m. And I couldn't wait to grow up and say, I'm going to go to bed anytime I want. Well, yeah, now it turns out it's 9 p.m.
I saw that one coming. Isn't that the truth?
So I asked my Chinese friend what it's like to live in China. And he says, I can't complain. So anyway,
I don't get
it.
You don't?
No.
They'll kill you.
Oh, now that's funny.
So why does everyone say I slept like a baby? Babies wake up every 2 hours crying. I want to sleep like my dog. 14 hours, no responsibilities, no regrets.
I love it. Dogs do get good naps.
Yes, sir.
That's for sure. All right, new employees. We got Rick Bermia, Luis Castro, Isaac Lucero, and Brian Brecht.
Welcome, everybody. Glad to have you.
Welcome
with
aboard.
us. Yep.
Did I miss someone or hit somebody by accident?
No.
Okay.
No.
Give me the side eye.
I was laughing at Dave because Dave, you just busted up laughing so hard. I thought he got it.
No, I laughed.
No, look at each other because we didn't get it, and you're just cracking up.
Well,
We kind of all had an inside joke moment. It looked like, but you didn't.
Yes.
you guys were all laughing, so I'm like, oh, so I'm the idiot in the room. I don't.
It's like, wow, it's funny because I don't get it. I don't know what he means
Right,
about.
and it was what made me laugh was Dave's laughter about it. Like he cracked up, like everybody got it.
Yeah, you don't complain in China.
No.
Oh, you're funny.
Celebrations, anniversaries. Troy Holmes hit 4 years on the 13th. And then Andrew Nunez also hit 2 years this week.
Congratulations!
Yeah, way to go, you
Awesome,
guys.
guys.
Happy anniversary. Thanks for all the hard work.
Birthdays. This is 2 weeks of birthdays here.
Mhm.
Francisco Alvarez on July 6th. Jonathan McKee on July 8th. Robert Pinkard on July 11th. Andrew Nunez again on July 14th. Sadie Cappuccino and Ricardo Cordova yesterday. And Elvin Spates is today. And then Rich Fleckenstein has a birthday coming up on the 19th. Happy birthday, family.
Yeah, happy birthday, everybody.
Everybody.
It's kind of nice on Connect where you see their birthdays and it can at least wish them happy birthday on Connect. You don't miss anybody.
Yeah.
By the way, that's a really good picture Elvin has up as his profile pic.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I looked at it. Elvin, I guess I didn't pay attention to the picture.
That's just nice profile, like
Nice.
side shot, kind of like
Job,
courted
though.
away a little bit.
Nice.
Francisco Alvarez's wife, Brenda Alvarez, she is a listener of the podcast and a very involved, engaged spouse. She sent me a message after the podcast 2 weeks ago to get out to Francisco. So this is a little late, but I love reading these messages because she always does it on his anniversary and his birthday. So,
And they're good messages, Jim.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. Sunday, July 6th was Francisco's birthday. And I wanted to take the time to let him know that the kids and I want to wish him a happy birthday. Here's to another year of growing in strength, wisdom, and love. Wishing you not only today, but every day, endless amounts of love, health, wealth, and happiness because you deserve it. He doesn't make a big deal out of his birthdays, but to us, his birthdays mean so much because it means creating more memories together. On his special day, I want to remind him how much we love him and how much we appreciate him. May God shower you with blessings beyond your expectations. You deserve everything good life has to offer. Here's to your birthday. May there be so many more. We love you so much and can't wait to celebrate you.
That is special.
That's
When
awesome.
You know
Thanks,
what I mean?
thanks, Brenda.
Yeah, good job.
When I read that, to me, it just speaks on what their family life
Right?
looks like.
Right?
You know what I mean? And Brenda should either get a job at Hallmark, writing cards, or like a daily affirmation for people.
Yes.
She could just have an app that's just daily affirmations for people and probably
Right.
make $1 million.
Right?
Yeah. Good stuff.
Definitely a feel good for sure.
Absolutely. Family birthday celebrations. Fabian Celtello's wife, Fabian, had a birthday July 6th. Valentino Bailey's wife, Kaylee, had a birthday July 6th as well. Derek Jones' wife, Tiffany, had a birthday July 7th. Emma Guthrie, which is Casey's daughter, had a birthday July 8th. James Orr in the Wash Bay, his daughter, Emeris, that's a real pretty name, had a birthday yesterday. Robert Lincoln's significant other, Liana, had a birthday today, or has a birthday today. Matt Gell's significant other, Regina, has a birthday tomorrow. Todd Dull's wife, Lisa, and Javier Solis's daughter, Nevea, have a birthday coming up on the 19th.
Man, we are loaded with birthdays.
Yeah, and miss a week, man. We're behind. Happy birthday, everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jam, I just want to, I don't know if I misheard it, but Fabian Sottelo's son, Fabian, didn't you say Fabian's wife?
I thought I said son, but it is his son and not his wife.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know.
Fabian Jr.
There you go. Yeah.
Yep. Appreciate you double checking though, because you never know with me.
That's what I heard, unless I'm losing it.
We'll play it back.
There you go.
I'll bet a cheeseburger on it.
We have a recording.
Right? It's live.
Zach Thorpe wants to give a shout out. He says, "Good evening, Jam. I want to give a quick shout out to Andrick, who did an excellent job of training me. He was very thorough, as always, and making sure I was set up for success with tippers. He's an amazing guy and a true professional. He took the time out of his schedule to text me maps and photos of one of the microbreweries that we didn't get a chance to train at to make sure I knew how to get there and to take care of the customer on my first day as a tipper. He also followed up with me yesterday to see how my first day went and how he could help in building my craft and perfecting the process. It says a lot about who he is, his great character, and I just want to say thank you to him and being a class act and living our JFW values. Thanks, Zach, 0094.
How cool is that?
That's great.
Zach, if you're a tipper, I am accepting tips. Want to give a shout out to James Koger for checking on us. James is not a JFW employee, but he is a regular listener to the podcast. I believe Showtime's buddy, but he always shoots me messages and sometimes jokes, sometimes truck accidents. He's pretty active on the social media, and I appreciate James. Well, we missed the podcast last week, so James wrote in and said, "Good morning, Jam. I was wondering if you guys made a podcast yesterday because I didn't see it on my Spotify account and it didn't notify me that there was a new one. Just checking to make sure everything's okay with you guys. Have a great day. Talk to you guys soon. Man, James, that's amazing. We appreciate that. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate being checked in on us. It's funny when you were just reading that, I was just thinking about missing that. And I know we've already said it, Jam, but just life gets in the way, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of life going here all the time. And that just, it finally interfered with the podcast.
yeah, I mean, we have drivers here that didn't check on me to make sure I was okay, but here's James wanting to make sure the Channel 23 crew is all right.
Right.
I do want to give a shout out to the drivers that have recently started to listen to the podcast and doing the knowledge challenge. This is important. And, after a while, it gets a little, I don't know, taxing to keep asking people to listen and explaining to them why it's important. So I just want to say thank you to the people who have finally picked it up.
That is awesome. Glad to have listeners and doing their job.
Yep.
Yep.
This comes in all these drivers because we all know we have a new 10-second rule at the Trestle Railroad crossing at Coors where they want us waiting 10 seconds to really look and look and look and double look and triple look and quadruple look to make sure there's not a train coming. These guys have all been doing it right at Coors. Louis Cantino, Marcus Lopez, Zach Tharp, Pedro Sotelo, Brent Carter, Victor Saucedo, Jose Barraza, Sammy Cookies, and John Jordan. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
It's just awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Man, I got a call from Victor Saucedo 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And man, you want to talk about a silent warrior. Like, I seen his, 'cause I don't see him here anymore. And he was calling there about questions on the podcast for a while. And man, I seen his name. I was like, wow, I forgot all about Victor. He's so quiet and he just goes and does his thing.
Right.
Silent warrior.
Silent warrior.
Good to hear from you, Victor. You could always call just to say hi.
Yeah, that's something I think about a lot, Jam. We're, got a pretty good jump here on the new building over there. And I think we finished the foundation pouring it yesterday, Dave, didn't we? Or is it today? No, not quite all the way around,
Yeah,
but
we're close.
We're close. But
close.
Anyway, talking with the builder, Jam, he's talking 10 to 12 months and we'll be, yeah, that's his goal. And, we should have, if things go well and the pour goes well, have the building up, late September and try to get it dried in here. And what I'm leading up to is, like when you mentioned Victor and stuff, for all of us to be under one roof is just, it just becomes more and more inevitable because we don't see those guys. We don't get the wash bays together, the mechanics together, all the staff together, Casey and Kendrick over there. And, it'll be awesome.
Yep.
Just good stuff.
Speaking of drivers doing it right, these are drivers doing it right outside of Coors, and that includes driving, dumping, pulling on the scale, and the big one, no phone use. We got Elvin Spates doing it right. Bennett, he's new. He's doing it right. Paul Derlin, he's new and doing it right. Jesus Sanchez and Fabian Sotelo, you guys are all awesome for doing it right.
That is great.
Yep. Thank you guys again.
Do you guys have any shout outs before we move on to the meat and potatoes of the discussion?
I just kind of want to mention right quick, so many people, we said it on the podcast with my knee surgery and stuff. And, we have all the other guys that are out, fighting different things. I seen Stingray Monday and he's out of the hospital and doing a lot better. Plans to be back. Big John was back last week, I think was his first day. He's doing great after his knee surgery and stuff. And anyway, I had a lot of people reach out and ask how I'm doing, and now that I'm back a little bit here, ask how I'm doing. So a lot of support, and I just want to give everybody a shout out for supporting all of us. All of us need it here and there, and it's appreciated very much.
Nice. Anybody else? Empty?
No, Jam, the shout outs on the guys doing it right. Both at Coors and the ones going down the road on some of the spot checks. It is a pleasure to hear that.
Yeah.
And I know that stop sign at the railroad tracks at Coors, when you sent it out originally, the very first time it went out, and I loved how you worded it because you're like, I know 10 seconds is going to feel like a lifetime sitting there. And And when you drive somewhere, man, like if a person sits at a red light when it goes green,
I know what you're doing.
Right? Right. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I get it. Yeah. Thank you. Everybody that's not only doing it right at Coors, but that's doing it right that we've looked at and seen. So thank you. Cause we fight some other things here, right?
Yeah.
It is a pleasure to see those.
Yeah. To have compliance is what I'll call it at Coors is big, because whether we think it's right or wrong, or whether we think Coors is helping us help them, or if they're doing everything that they could potentially do to make it safer or not, this is what they've asked us to do.
Right.
And by stopping for those 10 seconds, we are checking a box.
Yes.
That they can't come to us and be like, you guys are doing this or not stopping long enough, or we've asked you to stop for 10 seconds and you didn't, and now we've had a train with a harsh brake on the bridge that's a couple 100 years old, or
right,
we broke another railroad crossing arm, or any of that BS.
Absolutely.
So, thank you for just
doing it right.
As Linda says, thanks for playing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you talked about we were fighting some other things, and it seems like we're fighting a lot. Today's discussion, I wish it was more positive, but man, we got to cover a lot of things that has been covered before. Number one, either on the podcast, or number two, during orientation, number three, during training, number four, with your trainers, number five, on the company radio. Like, these are things that we just go over and over and over again, and somehow it's still not happening. The first one isn't really about something we go over, but man, we got hammered with call outs on Monday, just hammered, and I know the norovirus is going on, and I'm not accusing anybody of faking it, but man, it sure does seem like food poisoning is a really, a pandemic over the weekends. Like, like, where are you going to eat at where, everybody, are you all going to the same taco truck? Because, and like I said, I know the norovirus is going on because I know people that have had it. So I'm not saying everybody is full of it, but man, it just seems like Monday is a really big day for food poisoning.
Agreed.
And I'm 53 years old. I've had food poisoning twice in my life. According to like the trend at JFW, I should have food poisoning like once every 6 months.
I've had it once that I'm aware of, Jim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Toughen your guts.
Yeah. That's hard.
Yeah. We call that the weekend immune system. Get sick on a Tuesday or a Thursday. I mean, those are.
It sounds terrible, doesn't it, Jam, to say that? But that's what we need, because Mondays are hell to cover.
Mondays and Fridays is just.
Right.
And then I'll say it again. And, I hate, I'll just say that I dislike running our PCO program, right? Because I'm the bad guy that blackout states and tells people no. And I hate telling people no. And when somebody comes to me and they're like, hey, like, this is what's going on in my life, it's hard for me to say no. But we're at the point now where, man, I will take a look at it for you. And if we have a little bit of wiggle room, I'll try to help you out. But when we seem like we have wiggle room, we don't really have wiggle room because of the amount of people that call out is number one. And then, the people out on medical leave or family leave and things like that, it just gets really, really hard. So, keep in mind, like, we need you here working on the days that you have not been scheduled off.
Yep.
And 7 days notice, I am somewhat flexible with that, but these summer months, with the amount of people that we have requesting off, it's not working anymore, where you could come to me 2 days or the day before and be like, hey, I have this emergency and I didn't know about it. So
and life happens.
Life happens.
I was just going to say,
right?
That's the example of life.
You break a tooth and you got to get into the dentist, and that wasn't planned.
Yeah. And it's hard for me to be like, listen, I get it, but that's going to be considered unapproved time off. That's the only way to keep it fair for everybody.
Right.
Is to make it black and white. So, all right.
And, Jam, I think that's fine because there's a consequence.
Right.
Right. I mean, I don't know. There's a million examples you could use, but if that comes up and you have to do that, then okay, that's what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. If I came to you guys and said, hey, listen, I have an emergency in my life that's going to prevent me from being here all week. And you were like, that's fine. Just so you know, Jan, that's going to be considered unapproved and blah, blah, blah. If it's a true emergency, like, I don't care what you do to me here at work. Like,
Right.
You know, I got to go be with my family or my goldfish or whatever. So, all right. Wrong plant all day. How are we still doing this? So yesterday we had a driver deliver every single one of his loads to the wrong place. How does that happen? All day.
Let me ask you, does it have anything to do with the I-76 asphalt plant and the central concrete plant?
I don't know. Do you know?
I don't. That's
No,
why I'm
I don't.
asking, because that's usually the common culprit.
Gotcha. I thought, no, I think this was more like, I'm going to deliver here all day. Not like.
On top of that combination, Dave, throw pit 14 in there.
Yeah.
Because it's
that's another one,
technically
Dave.
it's all the same property.
It is.
You know?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't know all the circumstances, but senior guy, he should be able to know where he's going for sure.
Not even a new guy.
Nope. And then we ask people to enter their tickets after every load for a reason. And I even asked Oswaldo yesterday, like, hey, you know, sometimes I go to look on Toro to see, you know, what was this person hauling? Like, we had a complaint about a windshield, and I go in to look like, oh, it's easy to see me what he's hauling, just going, and there's no tickets entered. So then it's like, yeah. But I asked Oswaldo, I was like, hey, how important is it that people enter their tickets every load? And he's like, you know, Jam, it is really helpful for us and for them upstairs. If we need to look at something real quick, you know, we can. And then we get the call that, you know, we've been delivering the wrong material to the wrong place all day. And he's like, and that's a perfect example because we do go in and check tickets to see what people are doing. And maybe we could have caught this on the first load instead of the last load.
Yeah, or the second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or any load, not
Right.
just at the end of the day. So, I mean, it was for asphalt plants for sure. So they can use the material, but now the plant that ordered that material didn't get it, and the plant that didn't want it.
That's a problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no value for the customer.
Yeah, where's my pizza at? Oh, I gave it to your neighbor. They eat pizza though, so that's cool.
I mean, how long, Jam? I mean, it just, I've bragged about it because I always hated, you know, taking all our tickets and filling out all the paperwork at the end of the day, how we used to drive it, because that's how we used to have to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and it was always a pain in the butt to come in at the end of the day and have to write all that down. Or if you were writing it down each load, you know, as you were driving during the day, but you still had all that paperwork. And I know we turn in the tickets, but you know, you've been driving lately. I mean, how fast is it to turn the ticket into Toro?
It doesn't get any simpler. I mean, it's the easiest thing in the world. And as a matter of fact, the one thing I disliked about the old system is coming back, you know, and dealing with all the paperwork. And I used to write my loads down during the day then too.
Right.
I didn't want to come back and have 10 loads or 7 loads or 5 loads to fill out. So yeah, I mean, filling out your Toro is as simple as tearing the ticket off or folding it in half so there's just one copy. I lay my clipboard on my belly and the steering wheel so it's nice and flat. I throw the ticket up, I put my camera on there, take a picture, upload, and then you hit scale ticket. It converts it into numbers on the Toro. I make sure everything's right, and it's done. I mean, you're talking about 60 to 90 seconds of work, you know, and then it's done. And then,
yeah, the real cool thing is at the end of the day, you don't have to sit there. You know, Jim, like you're mentioning,
that's what I'm trying to get at.
You can just turn in the tickets, turn in your DVIR, talk to the mechanics, write your truck up, and you're done.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty simple. All right, the next thing on my list here, always call dispatch before bringing it in, okay? Just because you've completed all the loads that dispatch sent you the night before doesn't mean you're finished working for the day. You just finished the first part of what they sent you, whether it's 1 load, 3 loads, or 5 loads. You still need to call in after that and find out if we need you to do something, because this not only will help JFW, it'll help you. If you're coming up from, you know, Sedalia, but you got time to make it to Pit 21 and grab a load to Plant 2 or something like that, it's worth your time and effort to go get that load.
Absolutely.
To increase your pay and your daily average and everything else like that. The other thing I would suggest doing is when you're done with your dispatch, don't sweep out and be like swept out, cleaned out, all done over here, because you may actually go haul the same material. All the time that it took you, the 20 minutes it took you to sweep out your trailer, now it's too late to go get another load, right? So you're done with the dispatch, call before you sweep out. Make sure you're not going to go haul more rock if you were hauling rock, and you probably don't even need a sweep out, So you can even ask dispatch, hey, we need you to go get, rock over here to here. And, hey, listen, it's getting towards the end of the day. I've been hauling sand, can I stay on sand?
Right.
And if they can, I bet they'll be like, yeah, sure. Dispatch is flexible. Mm-hmm. They're pretty understanding. Both Tracy and Oz have been drivers. They get it. Linda's been doing this so long. She understands the efficiency of it. So talk to them.
Totally agree.
Yep. All right. This is from JR. Reminder, to use your overlay permit, number 1, you must be here 90 days and cleared by a safety director. Just because you have a heavy permit in your truck doesn't mean that you can use it freely if you have not passed the number 2 thing on here, 7-question load test, and satisfactorily explain how to use and calibrate your load gauges. And number 3, have a minimal safety events and issues. Okay. Overweight permit is a privilege, not a right. You don't operate safely the way JFW expects you to, then we don't want you loading heavier, being a bigger risk or danger. Right. So yeah.
It's almost as though that should be a personal heavy permit, not a truck.
It's right.
Permit.
Like assign it to the person.
Yeah. It should be Jam Backus's weight permit. Yeah. So if I get in the truck, I'm like, oh, that's Jam's. I can't use it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. This has come up several times, and I just heard JR just talking to a gentleman the other day that his 90 days must have been up, and he goes, well, let's get the test, or we'll, get with you and, blah, 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 and do all that kind of stuff. Cause this last time we got an overweight permit for all the trucks because, somebody's gone or missing or a call out, and you're capable of it. You're a long-term employee or whatever, right, and jump in that truck and not have a permit. That's a bummer. And that's what I was just kind of thinking too, Dave, is your truck's permitted, but you're not.
Right.
You don't have the permit. Not until you've met these qualifications that JR is. And it's just a safety thing. There's a big difference between, hauling around a couple Volkswagens all day long, then hauling a couple Volkswagens and throwing a big pickup on top. It changes the game up a lot.
Right.
And we gotta be careful with that. So it's a good point there. And just something else with all the stuff we've already mentioned, the call outs, the, wrong plant, entering your ticket. It's just thing that makes everybody's job easier and makes us look more professional if we're doing it this way.
Yeah. Get back to the heavy permits, to JR's point, if you're having a problem with following distance right now where you can't seem to, maintain a 4-second or even a 2-second following distance, when you have 92,000 pounds on, your truck slows down slower, not as fast. It takes more to slow your truck down at 92,000 than it would at 80,000, right? So now you're at a bigger risk. If you're having problems timing your lights and you're having a bunch of harsh brakes, it's going to be even worse when you got 92,000 pounds on. You'll end up in the middle of an intersection, or you'll blow the light and unfortunately, God forbid, have an accident. There's just a lot to it. If you're not looking out your back window with 80,000 pounds, man, 92,000, it's a lot more dangerous. Your truck's a lot more top heavy. There's more material in the nose, and it's just easier for you to tip over. And we could just keep going and going and going. Every problem is exasperated.
Mm-hmm.
We had 2 fuel spills yesterday at the fuel aisle. You must stay at the pump handle while fueling. I mean, this is something every trainer teaches their trainee. When you're fueling, you stay at the pump handle. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. And, I always tell people, well, you'll find out the hard way, and then you'll end up, either smelling like diesel or having to clean up a spill.
Yeah, shovel or spill, whatever. And, man, there is nothing worse than stinking like diesel all day long. And it's so heartbreaking when you spill all over yourself or trying to get the nozzle back in or something.
Right.
It sucks.
You can get so used to the smell during the day that you don't even realize it's on you. And then you get home at night and you're like, I don't know, you get in your vehicle or you walk in the house or whatever and you almost smell it again.
Well, your family definitely smells
Your family definitely does, right?
I mean, at the end of the day, it seems like, going over all these things, these are things that we go over in the first weeks and every single day. And we hear our drivers policing each other on some of this stuff like, hey, you should be doing this. But we have a training program for a reason, and that's for everybody to learn how to do things the JFW way. And when you don't do it the JFW way, things go south. Like you get a fuel spill or, you get an overweight ticket or, you go to the wrong pan or your paperwork's jacked up, stuff like that. For a while there, we kept, and this was your thing, Brother Dave, we kept quoting Bill Belichick from the New England Patriots. His famous quote was, just do your job. Just do your job. If you just do your job, you're going to have a lot better time than not doing your job.
Everything works out.
Yeah.
Right? You do it the way we trained you. It always works out.
Yep. I'm going to take this shortcut. Well, you're not doing your job if you, you take that shortcut. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to sweep out tonight. Well, you need to do your job, and now either you're suffering in the morning or, you called out and somebody else is suffering in your truck or
the shop is.
Or a customer has a contaminated load because you didn't sweep out, or you got to do everything that we've asked you to do. This was the agreement we had when we hired you, is to do things the JFW way. If you sat at the hiring table with Super Dave and he said, hey, we expect you to sweep out anytime you switch material, and you said, I don't think so.
Right.
Or if we told you, hey, you're going to have to go to Fair Play at the end of the day sometimes, in the interview, you'd be like, I'll do whatever it takes because you want the job. But if you sat there and told Super Dave, like, I'm not really going to go to Fair Play, I'm going to tell you guys where I want to go, he probably wouldn't hire you.
Absolutely.
Right. The expectation is for you to do what we hired you to do, the way we trained you to do it. We should not be catching you, in quotations, doing it wrong. And that was something one of the drivers told Brother Dave, because Brother Dave noticed his tailgate wasn't swept off. And the response he got when he got called out was like, oh, you caught me.
Right.
Yeah, we shouldn't be catching you. We don't want to be police. We want to be adults and professionals and not have to catch people doing
Absolutely.
things. Yeah. And then I will say, to wrap up the discussion, well, not completely wrap it up, but stop putting the leaders in positions where we're forced to make decisions that will affect your future. Okay, like using your phone, especially when those decisions could have been avoided by your own actions. We want to support you, but when it comes down to enabling your bad decisions or protecting the house, we're going to choose the house. So, specifically mobile phone usage, if you decide to use your phone, you're putting us in a position where we got to make a decision about your future. But really, it's your actions that led us there. So don't.
And unfortunately, we're making a decision about our future.
And every other driver's future.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Jam.
Yeah. So to see people jump on their phone repeatedly, it's just bad. We need every single driver we have right now, but we don't need dangerous drivers.
Absolutely.
And it's going to come down to, if I got to jump in a truck every day, or JR, Scooby, or Kendrick, we'll go trucking if we're going to be safer. If that means one less person on their phone or doing something out of line or not doing their job, I mean, it is what it is.
We can't have it.
No, we need players here.
Yep.
Speaking of which, fair play loads, that is all hands on deck. Everybody needs to do fair play. We didn't hire you to not go up there, and we had a driver. I'm just gonna be real transparent, and if you guys on the podcast feel like you want me to delete this out, I will. But we had a driver basically refused to go to fair play the other day over the radio. He was asked to go get a load at fair play, and he came back like, do you have anything closer? He just came off a 40-minute lunch break too, so he was time managing to get the clock down. And then basically, I was really glad we had another driver, Jimmy V. He was like, I'll go to fair play. And he was about the same location, and You know, he went and took care of it, and really kind of, it got a little tense down there. You know, Tracy did a great job breathing. I was like, hey, Tracy, take a breath, think about what's best for the house. But then when the driver kept coming back with his excuses, I just wanted to call him in and be like, you know what? Just bring it in and clean the truck out. We don't need that, but I don't know that was going to help the house either. So I just bit my tongue a little bit too. And I don't know. I just think it's bullshit. It's the easiest way to.
Yeah, it's not a team player. It's not that we didn't warn everybody. It's not that we haven't trained you on that run. There is just no excuse. And it makes Tracy's job harder, your job harder, Jam. You know, the doesn't take care of our customer. There is nothing good about it. It's just a lose situation for just going and getting the load.
Yeah.
You know, back to, you know, I we've heard it so much. I actually am just tired of the saying, the Bill Belichick, just do your job. Just do your job. You know, cause it just sounds so mundane, you know, do your job, you know, or do your effing job. And it just boils down to just do your job.
Yeah.
You know?
Jimmy V got back to the yard at 5:00.
Yeah.
It's not like he was out till 7 doing a late load.
No.
And when we hire you, that's the job. We work about 12 hours a day, 5 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Yeah. And we're busy right now, Dave. I mean, the customer wants the loads. That's what we do.
That's right. And you know what? In 3 months, it's going to be snowing.
Yeah.
And it's going to be slow. So get your loads while you can. Right now, the loads are almost unlimited. If you get a 5 a.m. load out of Pit 21, you can deliver it to 10 different places.
Mm-hmm.
In January, you can't because there's nowhere that's even unlocked at that hour.
Yep.
So we got to go and do it now because we can. And that's an extra $50 in your pocket.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or even, you know, $200 in your pocket if you did it every day.
It's just so frustrating for me to talk about.
Yeah, you guys have been doing a good job of
Pete.
Yeah, you got I'm like, man, I feel like I'm the one on the high horse, and
because you started. Yeah, sorry, Dave, not to interrupt you, but like you started out, Jam. You know, yeah. Do you have something else for me to do today?
But this was planned.
That's what I mean, Dave.
It's 40-minute lunch at 2:00.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah,
you know, just be honest and call and go. I'm just not feeling it. You know what I mean? Things would have been so much better. Like, can I please go do this? I know you need a load out of Fair Play. I want to leave at 3:30 or 4 today. I want to be in the yard. Whatever. You know what I mean?
It's hard as a Libra. I'm not a Libra, I'm an Aries. But it's hard as a leader to want to serve him. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally, Jim.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where we need to take the high road and be like, oh, this is a guy that, you know, doesn't want to help the house, but he wants us to help him.
Right.
You know, and it just gets hard to want to help sometimes. And I know that's not what we do here. We still got to stay true to ourselves and be the leaders that we are. But man,
I mean, that's in that kind of description there, Jam. It's a prime example. We just had somebody call out when we were talking about call outs, and they called and had a discussion with you. And when you looked it up, they hadn't missed a day since 22, right?
Right.
Jam?
Yeah, it was like 3 years.
Yeah. And you look at that and like, well, help that person.
Right.
There's a discussion there. When you hear this on the company radio, there's not, when they need something, you don't feel like it.
Right.
You know, there's not a relationship there. We all have stuff.
That's the key word right there.
Relationship.
The relationship.
Yep.
Yeah. Even in my email signature, it says relationships over problems.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we could probably talk and work through anything, but man, you got to do your job.
Yeah. Brandon would do anything for us, but not if we miss 50 loads a day to every one of their plants.
Yeah. Imagine if everyone, you know, and that's the other thing. He just said,
and we told him we didn't feel like it.
Yeah. Imagine everybody, imagine all the drivers that they said, you got anything else? Yeah, it's kind of late. Imagine if everybody had that attitude. We'd be out of business.
Right. Yeah. If we had 80 loads to get out of Fair Play, we told Brandon, you know, can we do something else closer?
Yeah.
Yeah. You put it in that context and you're just like, oh, that just. That doesn't work.
I mean, I know this is kind of
but that's the reason. Sorry to interrupt you, Jim.
No, you're good.
That's the reason our creed starts with the first line.
Together.
Yes.
Together,
Right.
we face and overcome all that stands before us. I mean, that's how we've survived. You know, no one talks about it, and I'm shifting gears a tad bit, but I'm touching on the basis. You know, none of us have mentioned it, but XL Trucking, who's been around for probably 20 years, Jim?
Say
25, maybe?
I'd at least say that, Dave.
The family has had multiple businesses over the years, right? They used to own, you know, back in 90s, they had S&H Concrete, you know, and anyway, they closed their doors. They're done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago, we just learned about it.
Weren't they leasing out with us a little bit?
We were using them as leasing.
Yeah. They were one of the primary haulers for Burnco, and they're just, we can't do it anymore. You know, I mean, everything they fight, and, you know, the youth and vigor and the problems they see and encounter every day, we try and look at our creed and we face and overcome it together, and they're like, we're done. Like, we can't keep fighting. You know, we fight the customers, we fight DOT, we fight rules, we fight regulation, we fight the employees, we fight, you know what I mean? They're done. They're burnt, right? And another one bites the dust, and there just becomes fewer and fewer and fewer of us. And, you know, when you do the best you can and you try and be better, it takes a toll, right? So that's part of it.
Yeah. Yep, work with us.
Yeah.
Not against us.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys have anything else for the meat and potatoes before we move on to the driver interview?
Just we got to throw that shop in there about the steering wheels. A lot of the new trucks.
Oh, yeah.
The new trucks have the smart steering wheels on them.
I mean, I almost want to say almost
all of them do, Dave.
Damn near, Jim.
Because the last couple of years we've added all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get what we're leading up to is, you guys please be careful about spilling anything on the steering wheels. We're finding that, you know, they just can't take that. They can't take any liquid or anything, or they're shorting out, or the buttons are getting stuck or anything like that. So please, you guys, it's another housekeeping thing. I would think they'd be tough enough that we've all spilled stuff in the truck, right? We've all had an accident drinking and stuff like that, but anything over that steering wheel, we just replaced one yesterday again. And I know Dave, you said to Mikey, like, we lost another one or something. And he said, yeah, guys, they're $750 a wheel.
Damn.
So, and it's not like you replace the button or replace the circuit, you replace the wheel.
Right.
So please, you guys, just, another thing about being helpful. You know, I get it. I remember a new car I got. Me and Dave stopped at 7-Eleven.
Oh no, not the Slurpee.
Yeah, it was a big gulp of iced tea, and man, we dumped it right there on the brand new car in the carpet. Like, oh man!
You know how when it's hot and humid out, and you stop somewhere and you see your air conditioner dripping to the ground on the pavement, right? This was iced tea.
This reminds me of two stories. So my dad bought a Volkswagen. What was not a Volkswagen. Was it a Volkswagen? Damn it. Anyway, he bought this little light blue car, and he used to take me and my brother out on our dirt bike. He had the little bumper thing you put on, and you put the wheels in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was a Volkswagen, but not a
thing. Was it the thing?
I'll have to look it up.
Little
man.
pickup?
But he had it was like a hatchback.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he had just had this thing detailed. And we get done dirt bike riding, and we go to 7-Eleven and get Slurpees, and me and my brother both dropped ours on the floor. It was, oh my God. And then the steering wheel reminds me is, my sister used to work for a company, and they gave her a laptop, and I had just moved to Colorado, and I was still a pretty good drinker back then. And I was drinking 7 and 7s every night, Seagram 7 and 7-Up. And anyway, I was new to computers, and she had AOL and I think MySpace, and created an email account, and she would let me get on a laptop, and I dumped the 7 and 7 in the keyboard, and that was it.
It was done.
That was done.
Yeah.
And she had to go into work and explain why her laptop wasn't working. In those days, 1998, laptops were pretty expensive.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
You were a baller if you had a laptop then, man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Actually, JR did have a couple other things he added to the chat in regards to Samsara. Safety video events are now sent and can be seen via the Samsara driver app, to include coach notes and or instructions to come see us and or assign training. You used to get a text message with the link only for the event. So now we can actually communicate with you a little bit more in there. Assign training, if you're following too close or mobile phone usage or whatever it is, we could assign you training, and it just helps you self-coach to avoid having meetings with us, really. If you use the technology to your and our advantage, we don't need to pull you in at the end of the day and go to the training center and watch videos. You could do that on your own.
Right.
But you got to want to be better to do that. If you're just in there checking boxes and making it seem like you get it, it's not going to be effective. So.
Right.
And then John Jordan's confirmed that full cameras will go into effect on July 21st on Highway 119 to catch speeders in construction zones. CMEX, our coastal drivers, should be aware in this area, and everyone in general, for any other construction zone, they will put these up. So,
yeah, that's a big thing after those last couple accidents, like the one down there on I-70 in Wads, where the pipe came off the truck.
Oh, yeah.
That was, nothing to do with the trucking company's fault.
Yep.
That was an oversight on CDOT's speed through there, but that was one of the follow-ups of how to cure that. And again, that was the CDOT fault, but that was still one of the things that came out of it. I kind of think it's a good thing. I mean, so many people, they don't slow up when there's workers on the side of the road, and it scares the bejesus out of me. It just, a car's on the side of the road, and man, I'm grabbing some brakes and getting over if I can. Yeah. If I can't, I am definitely slowing down. That awareness of, I guess, just this business or this industry makes you so gun shy, because we've had these incidents happen where someone pops out. Yeah. You least expect it. If you're not, 30 inches away from that vehicle when you pass it and somebody steps out, they're gone. They're not going home tonight. And it is just scary.
They're doing a lot of asphalt work on Federal right now over in like the Westminster area. And man, I got to say, like, the flaggers, I don't even know that they have flaggers. The cones, the way they set them, I don't think it's very good at all.
Yeah.
And there is no, like, to me, it is just dangerous. And coming to work in the morning, it's like the Brickyard 500. Like, people are ready to go.
Right.
And it's like going through there, people barely slowing up, and there's no flaggers it's just, I can't believe it hasn't been on the news yet.
And the thing is, Jam, you take like certain areas of Federal, it's 3 lanes wide. They typically can only rotomill 1 lane because they don't shut down 2 or 3.
Right.
So they're rotomilling 1 lane and they're paving 1 lane at a time.
Yep.
Where do they stand?
Right.
Where do they work?
Right.
Where, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Just think about that. You've got to add a body or several bodies that are there working in that area. So just have some patience. It's not going to cost you anything.
No.
Seconds. It's mere seconds.
Yeah, it could gain you everything. You kill a construction worker in a
could you imagine?
Construction zone, your life as you know it is over.
Right. Fines are already doubled.
Yep.
That's been a thing for years now. Now that they're going to have the cameras, and that I don't think you mentioned it, Jam, those cameras, it's not going to be like a flash, like a speed camera. You're not going to know you got caught because they're going to set a camera at the front. They're going to set a camera at the end. And they're going to monitor your distance. Your speed through there via on how long it takes you. So it's, there's going to be a lot to it,
Yeah, that's what I seen on the news, was that the 2 camera thing, and it doesn't matter what you enter and exit. It's the time in between.
Yep.
And that'll be,
that's what they're going to get. That's your speed. Yeah.
Yeah. They're guaranteeing that you're doing it wrong in the construction zone. You're in trouble.
Yeah. One of my things about that, it makes me wonder, is there a goal, when there's a lot of traffic, generally we're all under the speed because of just congestion.
Yeah.
I wonder if part of their goal is they've done some statistics and maybe they don't have as many accidents when there's congestion because the traffic has naturally slowed down, right? Because of the volume. And maybe they're after that one-off guy where there's no congestion and you're just hauling ass through there.
Yeah.
You're the only car going through there and you're like, I don't need to slow down for that. There's 2 other lanes and there's no one around and you're just shooting through there. I wonder if those people have been more distracted or they have proof that there's more accidents or anything like that.
Yeah. We had a discussion yesterday. Eric asked me, JR sent that announcement out about that. And obviously we have in the podcast. samsara, unless I don't know how that works. Same in my pickup and samsara is you get, when you pass like a speed limit sign in my pickup, it goes, 55, you pass the speed limit sign, goes 65 or vice versa. Samsara is, monitoring the areas. They know, like when we're coming down, Floyd Hill or whatever, we have that geofencing. Well, I don't think in construction zones, unless people call into Google mapping, that isn't changed. So Samsara is not going to pick this up and give us a warning.
Right.
She was more like, are we going to know in the construction zones?
Right.
Not unless we geofence it. Right. So that's again, and we're monitoring ourselves, right? Everybody with the samsara, but that's part of the CDOT thing is they're trying to monitor the public.
Right.
Everybody, because of the danger of it, which is, you see that going on with CDOT and this situation and the dangers. And it's the same thing we're already doing, trying to everybody be safe.
They have no one helping them as far as like, I'm comparing that, them trying to control everyone versus us trying to, help someone be successful here. And
but here's
trained. Your orientation. Here's your 2 days of training. Here's your 2 weeks with a trainer. And we still run into all these issues, right? And they have no training. It's just like, good luck, bud.
Yeah. Yeah. Step out there and shovel that sidewalk or that curbing with somebody passing you at 75 mile an hour.
I mean, I tell you what, we've been on the side of the road with a broke down truck or in a lane of traffic with a broke down truck. And it is not healthy or safe in any way.
Yeah.
No, the first time you are on the side of the road on a highway where people are going 75, and you might have 3 feet between where you're standing and then the lane of traffic.
Yes.
I wish everybody would have that experience, because if they did, everybody would slow down
and move over too.
Scary.
Right?
Yeah. It is just scary.
Yeah. So true. Absolutely.
All right. We are going to try something a little different today. We are going to give a gentleman named Sean Carroll from J&J Handy Trucking out in Penrose a call. He was a fan of the show. He's a listener. He's actually bought a trailer from us. He's told us if we ever need anything while we're in Penrose, we got a place to go to. It sounds like an all-around good guy, faces a lot of the issues that we face. He has no idea that we're calling. I kind of snuck his phone number from him, and he didn't know why I was doing it, but I had him in mind to give him a call. So Let's see if we could get him on the phone. If he doesn't answer, maybe you guys could kind of start thinking of somebody else to call. Hey, Sean. Hey, this is Jam at JFW Trucking. How you doing today? Doing good. This is Jam, not Jim. That's okay, though. Hey, you'll never believe it, but we got a driver stuck out in Penrose. You think you could help him out?
What do you got?
I'm just kidding. You're actually on the podcast. We wanted to give you a call. We wanted to give somebody else a call and just talk to somebody new. So you are the victim. All right, man. So we do appreciate you listening to the podcast. Why do you listen to our show?
I'm small fleet. We've got 10 trucks and came across it and really like, getting the ideas for like safety topics and just seeing how things kind of go with the bigger fleets.
Oh, cool. How's everything going with your fleet right now?
A lot of breakdowns, but we're getting through it. Only way to do it.
You got late model trucks or pre-def or?
We've got like 3 that are pre-def, and then the rest are all newer 18s, 20s, and then we actually just bought our first brand new truck.
Which ones are giving you the most trouble?
The older ones are right now.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of funny to say. Yeah.
Good. Well, congratulations on your brand new truck too. We're happy to hear that your fleet's growing and you're improving it. How long have you been in trucking for, Sean?
It's been a family business for the last 40 years.
Okay.
And this will be I'm coming up on my 20th year in it.
Wow.
I started back in 2006, straight out of high school.
It's in your blood, huh?
Yep. Grandpa and uncle started it, and I took over my grandpa's side when he retired, and been doing it ever since.
Awesome. What's your favorite thing about the industry or trucking or driving or
Just getting out and getting to see new places, and a lot of friendships. Made a lot of friends driving.
Nice.
Just kind of fun, just everyday deal, something new all the time.
Well, definitely consider JFW as a friend.
Oh, definitely. You guys, I mean, last week when I had to get hold of you guys about that trailer issue I was having, man, I couldn't thank you guys enough for helping me out.
Did you get it all figured out?
Yes, we did. It was that valve. It was the exact valve he said that Mikey said, and replaced it and back on the road.
Mikey's a magician. He's good.
Man, that was nobody knew about him. He was the only one that had the right answer.
That's awesome. Sean, what do you do? Do you ever have free time, and what do you like to do when you're on your free time?
So I'm actually on my 20th year as a volunteer firefighter.
Oh, that's awesome.
Down in Penrose, our little town.
Sweet.
And then to spend time with the family whenever I can, go off side by sides and go to the mountains.
That sounds amazing. Well, thank you for being a firefighter. Takes a special person for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sean, if you were the host of this podcast, what would be something that you would want to address?
I mean, you guys hit all the topics. I mean, it really is. I mean, when you guys, would you have heads up about needing to change the ways guys are doing some things? I mean, that's, it might rub guys wrong when they hear that, but sometimes it needs to be said. I mean, you guys hit it pretty good. I don't know what I could change, pretty good.
All right. Well, if you ever
even love the dad joke challenge, man. That's the good part there. I love that part.
Do you got any dad jokes?
Not today.
Not today. Not on the spot. Okay. If you could instantly master any skill, what would it be and why? Painting trucks. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
One thing I cannot. I'm nervous about doing, and if I could do that, I would love it.
I was fired as a painter once. I got more on the ground than me than it was at a marina. I used to, work in a marina, and they wanted me to paint the hulls of these boats with this. Yeah, and that stuff's like $250 a gallon, and there's about a gallon on the floor and a half a gallon on the boat, and I'm like,
I tried once, and it looked like somebody rhino lined it, so I gave up.
There you go. Sean, what's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you in public?
Man, I hate saying this. I was dumping the load one day and got out, and no facilities around, so do the typical, the employee restroom right there by the truck. I looked up, and my air hose was getting ready to come off my glide hand.
Oh, no.
And right when I was like, oh, man, that's coming off, it popped off, and my truck started rolling.
Oh, no.
And luckily, it was just like a roll, so I had my pants in one hand, chasing my truck after the other. Jumped up on the footstep on the truck, and I went to grab the Johnny bar. And I was like, oh, dang, that's not going to work. And so I hit the foot pedal with the brake pedal, and hit the door and went back and put one cheek right against the straight pipe with the Dynaflex.
Oh, man.
I walked around with the Dynaflex symbol. Right butt cheek for about 3 weeks.
Do you have any other tattoos?
No, that's the only one. That's the only one. That set me straight for life. I wear the Dynaflex brand proud.
That's funny. Well, Sean, we appreciate you answering the phone this morning. I'm glad we had a chance to talk to you. This has been really fun. Do you got anything you want to say before we let you go?
No, thanks, guys. I mean, that was awesome last week. You don't know how thankful I am for you guys helping us out with that. That was really, because even the brand manufacturer didn't even have a clue.
That's funny.
They were, thank you guys so much.
Yep. You're welcome. And we hope we have more contact with you, Sean. Have a blessed day. Yep.
Thanks, Sean.
Yep. Bye-bye. So that's
a cool guy.
Good phone call.
That's our people right there.
Yep.
Yes,
yeah,
without a doubt.
Yeah, that's a good story about the Dynaflex. I guess if you were dating and
boy, it all went wrong, didn't it?
Had your pants down, and the girl says, "What are you getting at with Dynaflex?" Well, let me show you.
Right. Well, it was bad enough the truck started rolling, then he had to hit the straight stack. Oh my gosh!
I don't understand how the truck was rolling though. I should have asked him that.
He got out, was wetting the tire. The glad hand was about to come off, so I'm assuming parked with the Johnny bar.
Yes.
Glad hand popped off, truck started rolling.
Yep,
so
that makes sense.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, what's what did you learn from that? Like, was it not to get out and be
He
public, or
never
was it when you get out
gets out
for a break, right?
with the
And I'm just
Johnny
putting
bar
two and two
full.
together. I'm making the assumption,
Right.
right?
I like learning from other people's experiences. And what I learned
Absolutely.
from his experiences, make sure your gland hands are connected before you pee.
Set your break before you
not,
get out.
not the part about, set your break, right, Jim?
Nah,
Just play your Johnny bar.
just make sure your gland hands are good.
That's odd. I learned don't get in the truck with your pants down. Might burn yourself.
If you want a tattoo, go to a tattoo parlor. Because branding is a thing, you know.
Yeah.
And now they're into
Especially the cryo.
the cold branding.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of problems with that, like infections.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
With the cryo side, huh, Jim?
Yeah.
Huh.
I would think
Wow.
the heat would be worse.
I don't think it matters which one, but just figure you have an open wound and it gets infected easily.
Because the big thing is how they, like if you do initials or whatever, and I'm just the few things I've seen about it, they do it multiple times because they want that raised.
They want it to,
right? They don't want it just a scar. They want it raised, like off the skin. Like you feel it. It's
like
braille,
scar,
right?
Scar tissue.
Yeah, exactly. So you do it, 3, 4, 5 times. It just,
I'm good.
sounds miserable to me.
Yeah. All right. What's next? And this is kind of already going on. It started July 7th, but this is in regard to the plant entrance and modification project for CMEX. Starting July 7th and lasting approximately 5 weeks, we will begin work on the plant entrance modifications agreed with CDOT. This project includes the following modifications. Number 1, widening of the plant entrance, both east and west sides. Number 2, extension of the stormwater piping that runs under the plant entrance. These extensions will be both east and west of the entrance. Number 3, removal of the existing pavement at the old entrance located at 54th Street. Number 4, the restriping of Highway 66. The plant entrance will remain open during construction. The following are some of the traffic controls and safety measures that will be in place during the construction. Jersey barriers will be utilized along the berm of Highway 66 and partially in the plant entrance area. Traffic on Highway 66 in the vicinity of the plant entrance will be reduced to 45 miles an hour during this project. So watch your speeds. At various times, flaggers may be utilized to control traffic flow. Like we were saying, be careful of the people. We will also install a temporary stop sign at the top of the bridge for traffic exiting the plant. This is to help control the flow of traffic into the plant entrance area, construction zone, and avoid congestion. This will allow vehicles to observe whether there is a vehicle attempting to turn into the plant prior to proceeding into the construction zone. Safety reminders. Always be mindful of cyclists traveling along Highway 66. Since the berm will be closed, they will need to use the plant's acceleration lanes without a berm to continue past the plant. This is a popular route for cyclists. Let's keep them safe. That's super important. These bikes, I know we don't love seeing them on the road, but man, give them space because the last thing you want to do is hit a cyclist. It will be a bad day. Pay attention to construction workers and vehicles and follow flaggers' instructions. This will be an active construction zone with people and machines working in the area. Observe the posted speed limit signs on Highway 66. Traffic will be reduced to 45 miles an hour. And there's a phone number if you want to call, but I don't think we have any questions or concerns.
And we're a weekend.
We are a weekend, so if you've experienced any of these things and you can give us some other tips or things that you've experienced out there in real life, please let us know.
Yeah, and this is another one of those things. This is just like Coors or things Brandon asked. CMEX is a great company. They're a good customer of ours, and we need to do this absolutely right. It's a good haul. Why jeopardize anything? Slow down, stop at the stop signs, look both ways. We should never get a phone call on this.
Do your job.
Do your job. Yeah, we can't jeopardize any of this. And here we are on the podcast talking about it. We've explained it to you. We went over it. We got to do it. Got to do our job.
Yeah.
It's got to be better than everybody else. That's the way we keep doing what we're doing, is being better at anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just saying earlier when you were talking about Apex closing the doors, and here we are getting ready to build a brand new building.
Excel, Jam. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, what did I say?
Apex.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good.
Don't they both have white and purple trucks? Excel.
White and black is XL, and white and
gotcha.
purple is.
Never mind. All right.
But you're colorblind, Jam. You didn't know.
Yes.
They look identical.
Yep. And I can't read. So easy to put misinformation out there. Oh, man. Safety topic of the week. This comes from JR. Turkey Creek Canyon speeds should be slower than the speed limit as the turns are quite tight, especially coming down loaded. Coming down fast increases the risk of rollover. Yeah, those speed limit signs, those are for cars, not trucks coming down at 92,000.
Right.
Because we do come down heavy over there.
Yeah, it's been a while again, you guys, but the Fairplay Hall, I love that ride. It's just you get a little bit of everything, the big hills, going downhill, going uphill. And the part I don't like the most is Turkey Creek Canyon right there.
Yeah.
It's very deceiving.
It's narrow,
right?
It's 2 lanes.
Yep.
People
Speed,
are flying
through there.
leading right down into Morrison there. And
It's long.
yes, those couple of turns, you're like, wow, this is getting away from me. And what, and why? You know what I mean? It's like you feel like you're at the end and you start to go a little faster and the cars are just zooming by you. Jesus,
Yep. There's a lot of traffic.
Yeah, right there.
There's a lot of houses
Yep.
up in that area.
Yeah. So yeah, we got to do our best right there. Got to be careful. Can't afford a mistake.
Yep.
I'll throw a shout out there because I was talking to Ray Scott yesterday afternoon.
No?
And he actually had a CU summit at a retreat in Bailey, about six miles north. He mentioned the name of it. I don't remember the name of it, but anyway, he was like, Jesus, how many trucks do you guys have running up there? And he's like, 285 is like the new I-70. He hasn't been on it in a while. And he's like, there is more traffic on that road than you can imagine. And he said, I tell you what, every one of your trucks that I saw was doing an amazing job.
Nice.
He said, I can't believe how good a job they do. He said, I guess I keep waiting for the postman to like come out somewhere and, have the postal attack. And he goes, you guys are just great. He said, I see some 4-wheelers screw with them. He's like, they just keep going. It's not a big deal.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. We love hearing that stuff.
Right?
BD, would you do the honors of going over the Samsara stats?
I can.
I feel like I've been doing a lot of yapping.
A lot of it was just pointers, Jam, right? It's not a 2-person podcast.
Right. Yeah. So JR has provided us with the latest Samsara stats. He put on there May, but it's kind of the difference between May and June.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So it's actually June stats, but there's a comparison here. We just always compare the previous month. So it looks like mileage driven. We obviously went more in June, busier month by about 30,000 miles. So relatively close, right? Overall fleet score was at 96 in May. We were able to retain that and stayed at 96 for June. Team pile placement rookies, which is JR's team, they stayed at 96 and were at 96 in May. Same with Jam's team, Iron Sharpens Iron. They were at 96 in May, stayed at 96 in June. The Red Road Rockstars, Kendrick's team, they were at 95 and stayed at 95. The Slow Rollers, which is Casey's team, shout out to Casey. He had the high score. He's held it for 2 months now. 97 in May and 97 here in June. And I got to say, June would be same team. We switched here in July.
Right.
So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if Casey's got some secret sauce going and his team has the highest score there here in July, right? So
he deserves it. My team, we just do our job.
And then Erica's team, the Cadillac Cruisers, big shout out to her. They were at 95 and stepped up to 96. So good to see, right? I feel a little push there. From 95 to 96 might be challenging Casey's Slow Rollers. So next month will be interesting to see, with the coach change, we'll see how much the coaches have to do with that. Fleet wide, our moderate to severe speeding, we had, this is for May, 247 hours. The month of June, we're at 280 hours. So an additional 33 hours of moderate to severe speeding. And I don't know if that jives with the 30,000 extra miles. I don't know.
10 more hours. It's
30 hours. So across 15,000 miles. I don't know. I'd have to do the math on that, see what percentage that is.
Yeah, 55 mile an hour and all the other.
Yeah, we did 30,000 miles more and we had 30 more hours. So it's
an hour per 1,000 miles. Yeah. That's something I'd like to see that number not go up when there's additional mileage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that'll drive the scores up.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. So a little bit of information there. Following distance events, again, more miles in June than May, but we went from 221 in May to 268. So another 47 more following distance events in June.
Hey Dave, can I interrupt you? Am I missing the stat on that? Because did you mention the 34 minutes and the 22 minutes? Because we went 33 more hours and had less speeding, 22 minutes compared to 34. Am I?
No, it's 280 and 22 minutes.
Yeah, I just left the minutes off because I didn't really think it mattered, Jim. 247 hours, 34 minutes. I just left the minutes off of the, you know what I mean? It's like 47 minutes, not a.
The other one was I'm reading it wrong. It's 22 minutes of severe speeding. We did 33 hours, which
was 280 hours and 22 minutes of moderate to severe speeding.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't have.
So we went up for the extra mileage. That's what you guys were trying to do.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm following it.
I left the minutes off. So we were talking about less numbers for people that are visual. You know what I mean?
Like,
we're 247 to 280.
No, I didn't put the and in there. I thought we were 34 minutes of the moderate.
Yeah.
Like it went down.
Right.
But
right.
yeah. No,
what kind of report is this?
Where's the graphs, JR? I shouldn't ask for that. We'll have graphs next month.
We'll have a pivot table. We won't know how to use it. We'll be like, how do you
graphs, JR? That was a joke.
Possibly one I can't read. How's that?
I know I won't be.
Right. So obviously I know the mileage went up, 30,000 miles across 110 trucks isn't that much. I mean, it's just not
3,000,
right?
Yeah. 300. I'm going to start math.
I mean, 30 trucks would be 1,000 miles per truck, which obviously that would be it'd be like 300 more miles per truck.
Right.
Right.
So not much.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Off the top of my head. So anyway, I mean, the following distances, those events are critical because generally when you're getting following distance events, and I'm generalizing this, right? That's speed related. You're generally pushing a lot of the time in an area where you may not have to. And I'm generalizing. Do you agree, Jim? You have a puzzled look on your face.
I disagree look.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's not necessarily speed. I feel like it's more of not being focused.
Yeah.
Because you just drive up until you get to your spot where you feel comfortable behind another car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And you don't think you get up to that area because you're speeding?
I mean, I do see what you're saying. You're catching up to the vehicle in front of you. But what I don't see a lot on the following distance events is like somebody like changing from the middle lane to the left lane and then riding somebody and pushing them.
Gotcha.
It's not like super aggressive. It's up, I'm at my spot.
Gotcha.
And now I'm stay here.
Yeah. Good to know. So maybe we can talk to the coaches and do a little more training on that following distance.
Yes. I don't know. And I could be wrong, but I don't know that it's speeding like, all right, the speed limit's 65 and they're doing 70 and stopping behind that car.
Sure.
They might be doing 60 behind that other car.
I see. No, that's good. Yeah. Definitely different perspective, right?
Just because you got to like focus and be like, wow, I'm too close to that car. I'm going to back off.
I mean, you guys see all the videos, so I believe you have better information than I do for sure.
It might be a combination.
So next stat in there is in May, we had 22 inattentive events, 30 in June. So 8 more inattentive events. Is that what we're calling distracted?
No. So inattentive is you're looking down at your cooler. So you're not on your phone. It's not a mobile phone use.
Okay.
But you are, in fact, not paying full attention.
I gotcha.
To the road. And some of them
somewhat distracted then. I mean, that's kind of saying the same thing.
I mean, honestly, some of the events are BS.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know if this is before some of them are dismissed.
Yeah.
But to me, if if you flip your crew over and you look down for a second and it could, I mean, we're not always all like this all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I get it. Yeah. Yeah. We're living life in that truck, right?
A little bit. Yeah.
For
now,
12 hours.
if you drop your burrito and you're on the ground looking for a long time, that is inattentive. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I would hate to see my score because I know Mike towed me over in, I don't know, one of the new trucks with the warning with the accident mitigation.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jam. And he warned me, right? And I'm like, oh, you towed me over 2 weeks ago in one. And it was on the dash, following too close.
Yeah.
But it wasn't one of them with the accident mitigation. And this one at 30 miles an hour, that dash goes bright red, following too close. And he told me the Western Stars, that happens at 20. And he said the brakes went off when he towed JR over a couple weeks ago or whenever. And he's like, it was a wake up call. He said, he put me in the dash. He didn't, the truck put him in the dash.
Yeah.
Right. You're following.
He probably was like, JR, what are you doing? And JR was like, I didn't do anything.
Yeah. And it was kind of funny because Mike's like, it comes on at 30 and I'm thinking to myself, like, we're not going to go 30 towing it.
Mike gets it.
We got a 15-foot tow chain between us, right? We hit 30, that red light come onto the dash. I was like, oh shit, I was grabbing some brakes. Like, I don't want to put him through the dash, but I basically almost put him through the dash, grabbing some brakes, like I don't want these to go off on their own. So yeah, it gets your attention pretty fast. Anyway, let's see here. Next one in May, we had 5 harsh events. In May, 4 harsh breaks and 1 harsh turn. Those are all May. So I guess 5 harsh events, 4 harsh breaks. Oh, of the 5 harsh events, 4 were harsh breaks. 1 was harsh turn in May. June, I don't know, for 30,000 more miles, that almost tripled. We had 13 harsh driving events. 3 were harsh turns. 10 were harsh breaks. That's kind of a rough number for that low of miles for each additional truck. That's definitely something we should probably look at. And then in May, we had 11 rolling stops, and we doubled that. In June, we had 20 rolling stops. So definitely can look better at some of our rolling stops and our harsh events. Looks like harsh breaks. The harsh turns are a bit interesting because that's when you're approaching a layover, and I know when some of the new braking systems came out, I think in early 2010s, something like that. I think some of the first 13s or 15s that we got, we had drivers coming down, I still call it Fry's, but Wallstrom Quarry there for Martin Marietta. And they were like, something's wrong with the truck. It applied the brakes as I was going around the curve. And I'm like, no, you were going too fast.
Yeah.
And even though it may not feel like it, that truck is sensing it. And it's a pretty good safety device to be aware of. So interesting that those stats that we doubled or tripled our harsh events in only 30,000 more miles. That's definitely a wake up call there. We might need to discuss some of those. I wonder if a handful of those are possibly from the same person or something. That'd be interesting to see the details of that. So anyway, to keep going here, out of 118 drivers active in the month of June, 8 drivers did not meet the minimum safety score of 90. Interesting statistic. Makes me wonder why. 110 of them did meet the minimum. There were 91 drivers who achieved a 95 or higher.
Nice.
Good job.
That's awesome.
That is
congratulations,
awesome,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. 8 drivers achieved 100. Wow. That is phenomenal. So those drivers are as follows: David Munford, Frank McCoy, Troy Holmes, Chance Dobler, Mike Bortz, Nat Bisignano, Dwayne Potter, and Rob White. Good job.
Congratulations, you guys. That's awesome.
That's saying something.
Yeah, that's killer right there.
Right? So driver efficiencies, May. Overall fleet efficiency score was 91, and in June we went down to 90.
Son of a.
Right? So driver efficiency score went of an average from 91 to 90. So definitely got to do a little work on that. JR's team, when we break it out into teams, the pile placement rookies, good job, JR. In May, you were 90. In June, you were 91. So his team helped raise the score or at least keep it at 90, even though we dropped to 90 overall. Jam's team, Iron Sharpens Iron, started at 90 in May and stayed at 90 in June.
That was no help.
Kendrick's team, the Red Road Rock Stars, they were 90 in May and dropped to 87 in June for driver efficiencies. I think that we should almost have some music there, like wah wah wah.
Put that in.
That's not a feel good number, and I know Kendrick tries hard with that. So got to be some reasons there. Casey's Slow Rollers was 92 in May and stayed 92 in June. And Team Cadillac Cruisers for Erica, they were at 91 in May and dropped 1 point to 90 in June.
Well, the good news is we have a goal.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Let's get back up to where we were.
If we don't share these stats, no one will know, right? And you know, the competitive people are going to want to be better, and then we have some others.
Yep.
So we'll go from there. June, the top efficient drivers with overall scores of 100 are as follows. Number one.
And these are in order, top.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all 100, but they're in order.
In order.
Who was the best 100?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the very first driver in efficiency.
Yeah.
Number one, Gandhi Cardoso.
Nice job, Gandhi.
Yep, absolutely.
Way to go, Gandhi.
Number two, Marcus Lopez. I got to give a shout out. That's
two new guys.
Okay. All right. Confusing Marcus with Marco. I was about to say Marco. Right. So number three, Zach Tharp.
Nice.
No surprise there for me. Number four, Gabriel Cruz.
All right.
Number five, Dwayne Potter. Number six, Javier Solis.
Another new driver.
Yep.
Here.
Number seven, Chance Dobler. Number eight, Todd Dull. And number 9, Brant Conway.
Nice job, everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, congratulations, you guys. Way to go.
To have 100 in the efficiency, that's pretty cool, man. That is pretty darn cool. Good job, you guys. That's pretty impressive. Driver safety bonus achievement breakdown, because obviously we finished the quarter there for June. So we had 6 drivers that did not meet the minimum, meaning they got TAP or didn't bother to engage in the podcast. So TAP is a ticket, an accident, or what's the P, Jim?
Policy violation.
Policy violation. Okay. So those 6 drivers did not receive a safety bonus because they had, either didn't get a minimum, had a TAP situation, or didn't bother to engage in the podcast.
And didn't.
Oh, and didn't. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Thanks for. Yep. No, that's a big point, Jim.
Yeah, because you could have got TAP, right?
Yes.
You could have lost. You could have been disqualified from.
Yes.
Some of it, but still been engaged and got you 1%.
Good point.
But chose not to do that either.
Good point. So the 1% engagement only, 3 drivers that were disqualified for whatever reason, but still strived for 1% on the engagement.
Those are my people.
Right? Kudos to those guys, man. They got knocked down, but they didn't. They got right back up, and they're doing everything they can do.
Yeah, they got a flat tire, but didn't get out and slash the rest.
Right?
They fixed the flat and keep
going. Exactly. Way to go, you guys. Then we had 5% without engagement. So we had 21 drivers that didn't meet the safety and or efficiency minimum scores and didn't engage in the podcast questions.
So basically, you didn't crash, you didn't get a ticket, and you didn't get a pot. Basically, you met the old criteria to get the 5%.
Yeah.
You did the least possible.
Yes.
Is that probably not the nicest way to say it? I don't mean it that way, the way it sounds.
You didn't do anything extra to achieve more.
There you go. I like that.
And never listen to the podcast.
And definitely didn't listen to the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not that we want to hear ourselves on the podcast, but damn, is there a lot of information in this podcast to help you? And it's such great information to help us.
We got Sean Carroll in Penrose listening.
Right.
Because there's good information.
Yeah,
right.
Helps for his team.
Yeah, that was to share with his team.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. We got James Koger listening. We got Scooby's friend in Australia. There's people around the state and the world that are listening because there's good information.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. And you can't squeeze a couple hours out of 40.
I'm too busy.
to listen. Because you've already given a couple hours.
I don't have the time on my way to Fair Play. Well, I'm not going there anyway, so. Low road.
All right. Back to the stats. 6%, including engagement. 8 drivers did not meet safety and or efficiency minimum scores, but did engage with podcast questions.
I like that.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That means you want to be better.
Yep, that's our people, right, Jam?
Yep.
7% without engagement. So we had 6 drivers that no tap and met minimum safety efficiency scores, but again, didn't engage in the podcast.
That tells me that they are skilled at their craft, but they don't care about the podcast.
Right. Then we had 8% with engagement, meaning 30 drivers were engaged and met all minimum safety efficiency scores.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yep. Then here's I really like this number.
This is great.
Right? I mean, this is probably I think JR saved it for last because it's the best stat on the page.
It's the biggest percentage.
Right?
It's the most people.
Right. So I'm shocked that number's 9%.
And it's half our fleet.
Yeah. But the number's only 9%. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the achieved 9% safety bonus.
Oh,
yeah.
Of course.
It would be like 50% of the fleet.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Jim. Sorry, I'm blending two categories.
Math is hard, but I get it.
Yeah. So we had 54 drivers that achieved the 9% maximum safety bonus achievement, meaning they were all engaged. They all met the minimum safety efficiency scores and put in the extra effort, if any, I like that, if any, for the extra 1% safety scores of 95 and efficiency scores of 85. So, 54 drivers got it all.
That makes me feel good.
Right?
It is amazing.
More than half the fleet
Yes.
are giving it their all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's,
good stuff.
I would say that's all you can ask for, but we're asking for more.
There's another 50 drivers out there.
Right. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. Great stats, JR. Thank you for that.
Yep.
That's good stuff right there. Good stuff.
All right. Tips and tricks with Armando the Sergeant Del Val. Jim, did you want to read this or you want me to?
I can read it. Give you a little bit of break. Yeah.
Podcasting is hard.
Tips and tricks with Armando the Sergeant Del Val. Number 12, a recap. Good morning, JFW family, and welcome back to another week of tips and tricks. Please remember that the purpose of these tips and tricks are just ways for us to be helpful, better and safer drivers on the road. Let's be JFW professionals. All right. This is the time of the year that I got to go play Sergeant Duvall for 2 weeks. Oh, he gets to go play. I got you. Okay. And he's in the reserves, Jim?
Army Reserves.
Army Reserves. Thank you again. I know we've mentioned it, but thank you for your service. That's fantastic.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Yes.
I apologize for not having a new tips and tricks this week, but I do want to say thank you for all your amazing support. I love that the drivers are listening and actually repeating some of the tips and tricks to other drivers. More drivers are looking out for each other. The word professionalism has been used more than before, and the teamwork and communication is a lot better now than when I first started here. So I will be off starting this weekend and won't be back until the 28th. So I won't be giving any tips and tricks for the next 2 weeks. So if there's anyone that would love to take it until I return, I would appreciate it. If not, here's my tips and tricks for the next 2 weeks. Go back and listen to my last 11 tips and tricks. I love that.
Yeah, I got a kick out of that too.
Right. Maybe there are some things that you guys missed that can help you be better. And new JF drivers, go back and listen to them as well. And let me know what is your favorite tips and tricks. I'm coming out with more longer ones so Jam could get tired of reading them. I saved him this time then. Have fun, everyone. Be safe. Think twice before making a move and don't speed, and let's be JFW professionals. I'll see you all when I return. Until next time, Armando, the Sergeant Duvall, 0073. Together, we can be better.
I love that.
Wow, that is great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Good stuff. Soup, you want to hit us with that high road hauling?
Okie dokie. We're going to touch on something that we touched on the last podcast with our guest, but it's about finding purpose in the face of tragedy and adversity. So I'm going to start this piece off with with a quote. I know normally the quote's at the end, but I got a couple here. But the most terrifying fact about the universe is not that it is hostile, but that it is indifferent. But we can come to terms with this indifference and accept the challenges of life within the boundaries of death. Our existence as a species can have genuine meaning and fulfillment. However vast the darkness, we must supply our own light. By Stanley Kubrick. Finding purpose in the face of adversity and tragedy. People want to know that their lives matter. But to whom or what? Regardless of whether people believe that everything happens for a reason or people believe in a higher plan. And regardless of how resilient or vulnerable that they are. Most are able to derive some meaning in the face of adversity if something good comes from their suffering or misfortune, for themselves or for others. And people are often remarkably adept at achieving this. The good that people make from bad usually does not make the bad event worthwhile, let alone indicate that the event was cosmically intended. But it can help people deal with their trauma and derive some meaning from a bad event. Most of us are inclined to strive to make the world a better, more caring place for ourselves and others, and many of us are motivated to produce a good result from a terrible event. Some people believe that this inner strength is itself God-given, but it is empowering to realize that this motivation comes from within. We tend to acquire greater personal growth, insight, and compassion through adversity than when we're just cruising comfortably through life. And we are in a better position to identify with and help others experiencing adversity after we've experienced it ourselves. Our social relationships are a powerful source of meaningfulness in good times and in bad. The simple empathy and emotional support that people instinctively offer each other in times of tragedy and suffering are highly meaningful. This support helps us feel that what happens to us matters to other people. Ultimately, we care most about what other human beings think of us, not whether the cosmos cares about us. Of course, it can be very difficult to finding meaning in life's tragedy. There is no avoiding the reality that many lives are cut short without reason, but we can try to derive life lessons from these experiences nonetheless. Even considering terminally ill people, if there is an opportunity, we should tell them the profound impact that they have on us. We should commit to applying the lessons from their suffering to teach and help others, as well as ourselves. No one goes through life without touching others along the way. This has been referred to as life's ripple effect, just like a pebble thrown into a pond, which we talked about last week. You are the pebble, and life is the pond. Your ripples extend out in all directions and affect everyone around you. When we contemplate our own deaths, most of us hope we will leave a legacy. No matter how modest, it can be comforting and validating to know that we've had a strong, positive impact on others. It can also be consoling to see that something good might come out of something bad, perhaps some positive impact on others. And the quote this week is really deep if you stop and think about it. So as you're driving along, just sit here and contemplate this for a second. The future doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is now and our memory of what happened in the past. Because we invented the idea of a future, we're the only animal that realized we can affect the future by what we do today. That was spoken by David Suzuki, and he was born in 1936, and he is a Canadian scientist and academic personality who was also on TVs and had some shows in the 1970s.
Wow.
I think he invented the motorcycle.
I wondered. Not a different Suzuki.
When you said David Suzuki and then you were like from Canada, I'm like,
Yep. He's a Canadian dude.
didn't see that coming.
Possibly
no.
not the same Suzuki.
Right.
Huh?
No.
So, hey guys, I got a dip here. I got my appointment at 9:40. So thanks everybody. Sorry we missed last week. I do have a final thought here, but I'm going to save it for next week because I want to discuss it with everybody here at the table. Maybe I'll spit it out and we'll go over it. So love you all. Be safe, and we'll talk to you next weekend.
All right. Have a good appointment,
See you,
Jim.
Jim.
Sounds good, Jim.
Enjoy PT. You're
Yep.
doing great.
Good luck with PT.
Yes.
It's super enjoyable stuff, isn't it?
It's like a spa day.
Well, I'm going to jump in there because I have more than enough to cover for Brother Jim. Unfortunately, some of it's not thought. It's just what we got going on. And some of it's politics, which I know not many people like. I've tried to back off of that a little bit as of, this year.
I thought you were going to say, I tried to make you like it.
Well, the first one is a LinkedIn article that I saw, and it just really hit me. Everyone can take it the way they want it, and some of it's scare tactics, some of it's whatever, however you want to interpret it. I found the point of view very interesting, when you see other people's perspective of what they're forced to have to deal with in their life. They say, you don't know how a person feels until you walk a mile in their shoes and things like that. So the article, it just starts off like this. I'll look at your Facebook profile before I tell your mother you're dead. Dr. Louis M. Profeta, emergency room physician, St. Vincent Hospital of Indianapolis. It kind of keeps me human, you see. I'm about to change their lives. Your mom and dad, that is. In about 5 minutes, they will never be the same. Right now, to be honest with you, you're just a nameless dead body that feels like a wet bag of newspapers that we have been pounding on, sticking IVs in and tubes and needles in, trying to desperately save you. There's no motion, no life, nothing to tell me you once had dreams or aspirations. I owe it to them to just learn a bit about you before I go in. Because right now, all I am is mad at you for what you did to yourself and what you're about to do to them. I know nothing about you. I owe it to your mom and dad to peek inside your once living world. So I pick up your faded picture of your driver's license and click on my phone, flip to Facebook and search your name. Chances are we'll have one mutual friend somewhere. I know a lot of people. I see you wearing the same necklace and earrings that now sit in a specimen cup on the counter, the same ball cap or jacket that has been split open with trauma scissors and pulled under the backboard, the lining stained with blood. Looks like you were wearing it at the U2 concert. I heard it was great. I see your smile, how it should be, the color of your eyes when they're filled with life. Your time on the beach, blowing out candles, Christmas at Grandma's. Oh, you have a Maltese too. I see. I see you standing with your mom and dad in front of the sign to your college. Good. I'll know exactly who they are when I walk into the room. It makes it that much easier for me. One less question I need to ask. You're lucky that you don't have to see it. Dad, screaming your name over and over. Mom, pulling her hair out, curled up on the floor with her hand over her head, as if she's trying to protect herself from unseen blows. I check your Facebook page before I tell them you're dead. It reminds me that I'm talking about a person, someone they love. It quiets the voice in my head that's screaming at you right now, shouting, how could you do this to them? To people that you're supposed to love. For the love of God, put down your phone, slow down, come to a complete stop, wear your seatbelt, go the speed limit, and drive like your life depends on it. Because it does. And if that's not enough, drive like other people's lives depend on it, because it does.
Wow. Yeah, it came out of left field for a second. I was like, holy cow. That's,
I didn't expect it when I read it, Jam, and it was, it's straight from this doctor's page on LinkedIn.
You were reading that, and when the doctor said he was mad at the deceased, for some reason I thought drugs.
Right.
I was thinking drugs too.
I'm like,
Jim.
what's Brother Dave
or
doing
suicide,
right?
Yeah, but it's just that fucking phone.
Right. Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. So
It must be so hard to be an emergency room physician. You know, I mean, every day they're faced with trauma. They're faced with like, geez, some of the serious accidents that happen, because you pick up the news, you look at 9 News, and every day you're reading about shootings, fatal car wrecks. Just this morning I picked it up and read about that motorcyclist that got hit by a bus last night, or something involved a bus, but he's dead, of course. But how do you deal with that every single day?
Yeah, not just the physicians, because the one thing about the emergency room, that's actually a controlled environment. I'm not saying, things that they see a lot. But imagine being the first responder that, has to pull them out of the car and deal with the initial traumas, and,
every day. Right.
Yeah. So, the physicians, the first responders, they can see more trauma in one day that most people see in their entire life.
Oh, for sure, Jim.
And some of them don't deal with it. Some of them end up committing suicide. Some of them, do have PTSD. Some of them go home and beat their wife and kids. Some of them, it's a rough gig.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. I would have loved for that to have been my final thoughts, but it didn't. It felt better to go with it first so we could discuss it, just for a few seconds there. And you guys hear us all the time harp on that damn phone.
Yep.
And your loved ones want you to come home, and, God forbid, I think what would be worse than me dying is me killing someone else. I don't know how I would live with that day in, day out, knowing it was my fault.
Right.
You know what I mean? An accident, right, that had nothing to do with me and I was caught in it.
It's different than a bad decision.
Something I caused, bad mojo. So I'm going to go on to a little bit more lighthearted stuff.
Oh,
but it is politics, and I apologize for that. But, in building this building and trying to get our permits and dealing with our CPA and the CMCA and IPOC, and politics rules us. It rules our world. And unfortunately, we're affected by it in every way. And it was kind of funny because Kendrick and I talked about it yesterday, and then he sent a link in Connect about Polis's bridge to nowhere. Whether everyone has seen this or is aware of it or not, but our governor of Colorado here, Governor Polis, he wants to build a bridge out of the Capitol to Civic Center Park, and it is basically a bridge to nowhere. And it's kind of funny because when he originally proposed it, it intertwined between state-owned land and City of Denver-owned land. Well, it's finally come out that like 9 months ago, City of Denver was like, absolutely not. We don't want that eyesore on any of our property. Polis was like, okay, because they actually voted it down in City of Denver. I was blown away they didn't go for it. But their point was it does nothing for us. It doesn't help us. We don't need it. And so Polis was like, okay. And he just pulled it off of the city land and put it on all state land. Well, newsflash, that's not Polis's land. That's our land, right? We own it. We paid for it before he got here. We'll pay for it after he's long gone. But the point is, he's after building a bridge for Colorado's 150th anniversary next year on July 4th, and it will be America's 250th anniversary, right? So pretty big celebration. Trump is planning some big things. For the first time ever, there's actually going to be fireworks behind Mount Rushmore to celebrate, for one thing that I've heard for sure. So anyway, as we're facing a $1 billion financial shortfall, Polis wants to build a $28.5 million bridge that just goes from the Capitol to Civic Center Park. It is. Now, the funny part is they've already spent $1.5 million in engineering and drawings and site that we've already paid for, right? We, meaning if you bought anything in Colorado, you're paying for it. So keep in mind, this is why I talk politics and why it's so important in who we elect. Even as rich as Polis is and his friends are, they could just pay for the bridge. They could just write a check and pay for it. It's chump change for him. You know what I mean? And he'd get 2 of his buddies together and pop out 10 million each, and boom, the bridge is paid for. The point is, no one wants it. He doesn't have one good reason. They finally came up with one good reason and tried to cite, well, it eliminates the intersection between the park and the Capitol. Well, believe it or not, Kyle Clark actually went and did a piece on this. He went back and reviewed. There was one accident there last year. All of 2024, there was one accident. So that's not even a good reason. And I'm shocked because I'm not a Kyle Clark fan whatsoever. He leans pretty hard left and I'm not a fan of that, but it is what it is. But he does an outstanding piece on why we shouldn't do this because it's not a good idea. So if you take that money, if you just take the 30 million, let's just round it up to 30 million because it's over that if you include what we've already paid, add the 10 million to it that the Dems voted to use because they wanted to update their offices at the Capitol. That was 10 million. So we're at 40 million now. We all know 40 million would fix some roads around here. Let's fix one bridge, right? Maybe that's enough for 2 bridges, but they're more interested in what looks like a vacant water slide from above in building this winding bridge to nowhere. I'm calling it the bridge to nowhere, and that's what the article's about. So jam in your link. When you send out the podcast, I will give you a link that you can you just click the link and you can vote no, you're against it, or yes, you're for it.
That's the one Kendrick shared?
It is. Yep. So you have it. So you can add it to the podcast, please. And I just encourage everyone. I mean, Colorado's facing a $1 billion budget shortfall. I will make sure everyone understands that Trump's bill that just passed, I know lots of people are talking about Social Security and all these other things that were cut by that, but the tax breaks that you received, that's a continuation of the tax breaks Trump put in his first term, right? They're not new. They were just about to expire, so he was able to continue them. Everyone's going to save money off of that. Every single employee that works here is going to save money off of that. I want you to be aware that every Colorado representative you had that was allowed to vote on that voted against it. But thank goodness it still passed, right? So every Colorado representative, meaning Michael Bennett, John Hickenlooper, Polis can't vote on it, but those 2 U.S. representatives were able to vote on it. And I don't know how many congressional districts. Well, we have 8 congressional districts. The Dems in there voted against it to save you money. They want to raise your taxes. They want more of your money. So there you have it. I'm done with the bridge. Please log into that if you have a minute. I strongly urge you to vote against it because it's just irresponsible waste of taxpayer money. Now, to add to this a little bit, they just announced a lawsuit. There are 6 local mayors here in Colorado that have gotten together. They're suing Polis and the local government because in a letter, I'll just read it. In a letter Monday, the mayors of Arvada, Aurora, Glendale, Greenwood Village, Lafayette, and Westminster all say that the House Bill 1313 that was passed in 2024 and House Bill 1304, which prohibit, the first bill, 1313, requires certain municipalities to approve dense zoning in areas near transit stations. So anywhere there's a large bus stop or a train stop, they want dense housing. They want you to pile as many apartments, condos, dense housing in there possible. And then Bill 1304 prohibits certain municipalities from imposing minimum parking requirements. Well, it's kind of funny, you guys, this new building we're building, we have parking out the wazoo in the front. We only have about 25 people that work here during the day, and that includes the night crew. But we're going to have parking for like 74 cars in the front because that's the size of the building, so they dictate that. Now, what Colorado's done is say, hey, you can build a 1,500-person apartment complex, but if it's in this dense area next to the train station, you only need parking for 100 cars. Yet we have to abide by the laws, but they don't have to. So the mayors are pissed off about that. And what I like about this, what's really coming out is they're not only Republican mayors, but they're Democrat mayors. And they share a view. They say this suit is not about politics. As individuals, we include members of both major political parties, and we hold a wide range of political perspectives, they wrote. But where we align is our passion for our communities and our belief that preserving the rights of every Coloradan is fundamentally non-negotiable. Our residents deserve to have a voice about land use in their communities and neighborhoods. I love that. Yeah. So they have the vision of what we're talking about. They understand what we're talking about. While they acknowledged that the bills were well-intentioned, the mayors said they couldn't support the way the state has gone about solving the housing crisis. These bills directly threaten our communities' right to home rule, they wrote. While the bills broadly speak to the critical issues of housing and affordability, ultimately they force new state-developed land use requirements on our communities. This one-size-fits-all mandates do not consider the fiscal resources, broader infrastructure, geographies, or characters of our community when prescribing solutions that we must follow. Even worse, the bills strip constituents of their right to be part of the deliberative process to have their appeals heard. Constitutional rights guaranteed by home rule. This is the part that just twists me, and I'm about over. But the letter also mentions an executive order, and you know how everybody's crying about all of Trump's executive orders that he signed. Keep in mind, your governor he signed all sorts of executive orders during COVID that about killed Colorado. But anyway, Polis signed an executive order he issued in May, which threatens to pull over $100 million in funds to those local governments that don't comply with the laws passed in 2024 and 2025, including HB 13 and HB 1304. So basically, Polis is blackmailing those these 6 counties at least, or cities at least, got together to sue him. But that's our governor. He's blackmailing our own cities because they don't agree with the view he has.
Wow.
So anyway, I'm glad he's gone. We're down to less than a year and a half with him. And, unfortunately, I don't think a better guy's going to get in there, but it is what it is. And we just have to keep fighting. We have to keep fighting to make Colorado better. I encourage everyone to continue to talk about it. I apologize. This is such a long final thoughts, but these are important things, and they're wasting your money. And I hope it's clear to you when you see it.
Explain to me, you had mentioned, because Polis is ending, and you said, is it Mike Johnson?
Mike Johnson is Denver's mayor.
He's Denver's mayor. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Who's
think
trying
I
to get
mentioned Michael Bennett.
Michael Bennett?
He's one of 2 our U.S. Senator representatives. He and John Hickenlooper, right? So John Hickenlooper's seat will be up next November. He's running again to keep his seat, which he will. I don't think anybody's going to step in there and beat him. He's already, they just sent an announcement out.
He's been Denver mayor. He's been Colorado governor.
Right.
Right. People like him.
They do. And just remember, he voted against saving you money, right? He wanted to see your taxes go up and you pay more. So he has more of your money to waste. So, and then what I think where you're going, Jam, as I explained to you, Michael Bennett's seat isn't up for 2 more years. Well, he's got 3 more years as of right now, right?
Okay.
Just a touch over 3 more years. But the goal is, because Polis's seat is up next November, Bennett has already he set a record last quarter, raised $1.8 million in 90 days to run for governor, right? So the goal is he's going to run for governor. If he wins the governor's seat, which if you go based on money, he might. He stands, when you look at it, he's got name ID. The Dems love him, right? He's not good for Colorado, but the Dems love him. He voted again against all of your tax cuts. And what he'll do is when he becomes governor, he will appoint Polis to his former seat.
Got it.
So Polis will become your U.S. congressman, right, for Colorado. That will give him 2 more years after next November to run for president.
Now, can Bennett vacate his seat to take over as governor?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he'll run he'll just open that up and
if he runs, he'll win, and then he'll appoint They basically swap seats.
Does the governor always appoint the U.S.
Yes.
state representative?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Cool. I was trying to explain that to somebody the other day and I couldn't. So
yeah. Yeah, it's dirty little politics. These are both extremely, extremely rich people, right? Polis's net worth is just shy of $1 billion.
This is dirtier than the women's NBA.
Right? Right? Yeah. So anyway, there you go, guys. Guys and gals, I apologize for, it being so long, but there's just some things you have to discuss.
Speaking of Trump throwing parties, I heard there's going to be a UFC fight at the White House.
Oh my gosh. Seriously? That doesn't surprise me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Soup, you got any final thoughts?
No, I'm good, Jim.
All right. Well, my final thought's pretty simple. Live on purpose and do hard things. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Channel 23 podcast. Hit that follow button. Also, don't forget to go back and listen to episode 72 to help find Amber's mom. Links to her story will be in today's show notes, along with the link to Polis's Bridge to Nowhere. Let's say the creed and get on out.
Cool.
Together we face and overcome all that stands before us. Together we are accident free. Together we joyfully create honest value for those we serve. Together we celebrate our differences and respect those with whom we work. Together we are accountable for our words and our actions. Together we are the JFW family. All right, everybody, thanks for listening, and we'll holler at you next week.
Have a great week, everybody.
I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. Well, it's a family tradition, any Rocky Mountain day. Our fathers before us showed us the way. We worked for asphalt cowboys and concrete kings, but that's never been a problem, cause we got diesel in our veins. We've got diesel in our veins. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. There's a couple million tons to move. I see them everywhere. So you best get out their way and watch that sand and gravel disappear. There's another run to make. We gotta get it there on time. And we got what it takes to lay it all out on the line. We'll lay it all out on the line. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks got the best drivers in town. They got all the tools they need to keep that hammer down. When they hit them scales, they won't need to dodge them, won't need to duck them. They just keep that hammer down, and they keep that diesel trucking. Keep that hammer down, and keep that diesel trucking. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. They just keep them doors a-closed, keep them butts in their seats, cause those customers are calling, and those red trucks can't be beat. They gotta put the hammer down and pick up another load. Get it off the ground, keep them eyes open and on the road. Keep them eyes open on the road. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. Breaker 23, anybody got a copy on that Channel 23 podcast? Welcome, and thanks for listening.